Hey, what's up, guys? This is Guitar Flipper, just bringing you another video here, and this video, I'm basically just going to be talking about building a editing, streaming, and gaming rig, an all-in-one computer, for probably less than $600. And you're going to say, well, Bihisu, or Guitar Flipper, sorry, they call me Bihisu, that's my other nickname. Why do I want to spend $600 on a computer when I could just buy a console? I promise you guys, in the end, you're going to save a lot more money if you just buy a PC. And the capabilities and the power in the long run just completely outweigh the money you save if you just buy a console. Anyways, let me get straight to the system build here. So here it is on PC Part Picker. So let me start off by saying some of these parts are quote unquote outdated. Now, I seem to have run into a lot of benchmark videos where I would say these parts make console look pretty outdated. And, you know, you could look it up for reference. You could look up the i5 2500K and the GTX 960. You could look it up, and you'll see that this combination of GPU and CPU outperforms the console, usually, pretty consistently. So, let me get started with my CPU of choice here. Reason why I am picking the i5 2500K over the 4690K is because, check this out, guys. So, it's $214.99, and the total comes out to $647.33. What if I told you you can cut that price by about $80 to $90 if you just go on eBay and shop for your CPU? So check this out. You can get the 2500K for around this price point. I think this is a pretty good deal. Obviously, you're going to want to do some research on the seller before you make your purchase. Obviously, they're all going to sell it used since it is a discontinued product. But this discontinued doesn't necessarily mean, you know, you don't get support for it anymore. I mean, it still performs well in a lot of the AAA titles that are coming out today. So this person has 423 feedback, 100% positive feedback. So I think it goes to show the trustworthiness of this seller. So I don't know. I would go with that. I mean, it doesn't look too worn out. Pulled from a working environment and tested to be functional. So I don't know. I would buy that. I would look at other ones, obviously, to see, you know, if it's been overclocked. I would ask that question, and hopefully the seller is honest. But anyways, so like I said, you can get the 2500K for $129, $139, around that price point, and you can slash off about $80 from this. So what is that? $570? So you can get a PC for $570, or you can go with the 4690K and pay around the same, $650. So okay, going with the CryoRig H7. And the reason I'm going with this over the Hyper Evo 212 is because the case that I picked, unfortunately the Hyper Evo 212 doesn't really fit in this case. So, haha, pun, in this case. So I go with the CryoRig H7, which I've seen also outperform the Hyper 212 Evo, at least from reading in reviews. And I think there are a couple videos out there which actually show the CryoRig H7 giving cooler temperatures overall and being much less of a hassle. If you've ever installed the Hyper 212 Evo, getting that little crisscross aligned is pretty fucking annoying. So this is a good alternative, and it's $10 more. So I think you're getting a bang for your buck for those extra $10. Let me show a picture of the CryoRig H7. I thought I had a picture pulled up, but I guess not. So this is it right here. It's a little shorter, but it's still pretty nice. It's a little more aesthetically pleasing. But this motherboard right here, it's basically got, you know, all the basic functionalities of a gaming motherboard, and it's got pretty good reviews, so it is $59, so not a bad motherboard. I think it'll do the job. And for memory, we're going with G.Skill Ripjaws. They're a trusted brand, and they're super cheap. $35 for 8 gigabytes. DDR3 1600. Basically sort of the status quo for mid, high-end to low-end computers. Doesn't really affect gaming right now, so Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte. I've put this in a couple of builds, and none of them have failed me yet. Both builds have been over a year old, so pretty trustworthy brand, I think. I've been reading a lot of reviews on Newegg where people said that the hard drive failed on them, but it has not failed on me yet, so crossing my fingers. Alright, next up with the graphics card, I went with... God damn it. Thought this was going to be smoother. Okay, so the GTX 960 4GB WindForce 2X OC Edition. Jesus Christ. It's a long-ass name. $209.99, but $189 after $20 rebate card. So, not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. And with the case, I went with the Big Phoenix Comrade ATX mid-tower case, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice case. Looks pretty sturdy. It's got some good reviews. So you see, you got some room in there. So yeah, that's the case that I chose. And what else did we go with here in this build? And lastly, the power supply. EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply, which is on Newegg for $19.99 because there is a $10 off promo code and a $20 mail-in rebate. So you're saving $30 on that. So you're paying $19.99. That is really good for a 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. So it's pretty good, man. This is my build. Honestly, if you go the eBay route and you pay around $570, you're paying slightly more than for a console, but if you're like me and you like to find games for cheap, I usually go to G2A or CD Keys. Within a couple of games, guys, you're gonna be saving money, and basically it's gonna equal out to the price of a console eventually. So, within a short period of time. So, anyways, alright guys, I'm out.